Just think of giving instructions to the younger one at home. Okay? You and your younger brother or sister, you are in college. Only your younger sister or say younger brother is at home. The gas cylinder came. The gas cylinder is over. And now he or she has to make some upma or say some coffee or something. She knows or he knows, but how to change the cylinder? How to change the regulator from the old used cylinder to the new one? When you give instructions, how do you give instruction on phone from here to your sister or younger brother at home? First, you go to the used cylinder. Okay, I'm talking about the old system. Then, and after that, and next. This is the way we speak in Hindi. Okay, the same should be there in English as well. First, second, then, next, then, and finally, don't forget to replace the cap on the used cylinder. Okay, that's very important because we may think that it is totally empty. Need not be. A little may be there. So, to be on the safer side, finally, don't forget to replace the old cylinder with that cap. Finally, over. So, first, these are known as discourse markers. Writing English is simple, but these small things should be there. Number one, avoiding repetition. Take, carry, ferry, one set of words. Leave, extra, another set of words, coming back. Then, this particular technical words. Take is okay, carry is okay, but this gives you your writing one score ahead of others. Lastly, the linking words. First, second, next, then, after that, finally. Your writing is good. Things are very simple, but writing can be improved only through writing. No shortcut to improve writing. Second thing about writing is that you write something in Hindi. I'll give you a topic right now. Nanotechnology. Was it something from 0 to 1 or 0 to 2 or 0 to 3 or was it from 0 to 0 or 1 to 1 or to 2 to 2? Tell me. When you began, most of your faces told that I know nothing about nanotechnology. Most of your faces, I have been studying your faces. There was no need for me to take my smartphone and take the pictures to follow. Every face, 22 faces I saw. Okay. Most of you know that I know nothing about that. How am I going to do it? Now, what is there in front of you? Is it the same 0?
No, sir.
Sure? Yes, sir. Something is there?
Yes, sir.
That something you got it through writing. Writing forces you to thinking. Once you apply your pen to the paper, you are forced subconsciously to write. That writing again leads you to more thinking. That thinking leads back to writing. That writing leads back to thinking. Thinking and writing, they are mutually supportive, productive. If you want to say another example, I'll give you another entirely strange topic. But after 5 minutes, you will be looking at your paper, something is there. It is not a dissertation on nanotechnology, it is not a definition, it is not something. But something is there where there was nothing. Okay? This is because of writing. You began with technology, of which you had some idea. Some of you didn't have any idea about nano. Forget about it. Later it comes. So, writing leads to critical thinking. Critical thinking promotes writing. Finally, if your thinking is clear, your writing is clear. If your writing is clear, it leads to further, clearer thinking. And finally, about handwriting too. Your handwriting tells your character. You just hand over the notebook or a sheet of paper to me. Tomorrow, I'll tell almost a rough picture of you. I can give you a rough picture of you. Even that is possible. Therefore, keep on writing. Otherwise, later, at the age of 35, 40, I see. That's why I repeatedly tell you. I see a generation, especially after marriage, getting highly dispirited and dejected. Because the problem is that at the moment you are independent. Whatever your limitations, your shortcomings, you yourself is aware of it. Once got married, almost everything of us is known to the other party. Now my wife knows all my strengths and weaknesses. I have nothing to hide from her. The same is about herself as well. When our spouse, wife or husband, when our spouse also knows about our weaknesses, our sufferings at work, the insult we suffer at work, the humiliation we have there, the salary cut you had because of your ill performance, non-performance. If you are alone, a bachelor, an unmarried person, okay, you somehow manage. But when my wife comes about my failures, now in my case, when my children come to know about my failures, how does it matter? We'll be rather in trouble. Recently, in my case, an organization invited me to teach for 60 hours, the whole syllabus of 60 hours, which I finished in 12 Saturdays. 12 Saturdays. They promised an honorarium per hour. Okay. I was traveling from a very distant place to that place. That organization is one of the most famous in India. So I thought they would be paying my traveling expenses. I was traveling from one end of the place to the other end. In the end, they were paying me only for the 60 hours of teaching. They were not ready to pay my traveling expenses. One of the richest organizations in India. If they were poor, it doesn't matter. My daughter-in-law was taking care of all my ticket bookings, all from her own pocket. I told them, you keep that money with you, I don't need it. This is the money I spent on my travel, okay, which came to around say 40,000. If you can pay that 40,000, pay it. Then you either pay the honorarium salary or not. It doesn't matter. But this money I have already spent. Okay? Not me. My daughter-in-law spent. If you can spend that one, please. They are still sitting on that paper, they haven't decided, but I didn't tell this in my family. Why? My children and grandchildren and my wife will be taking me to a number 1 fool. So far they thought that I am number 2 fool. Okay? Now on realizing this one, they will be thinking that I am number 1 fool in the world. I didn't tell these things. Reason, I suffered, I am humiliated, I am insulted, I am gulping down my own sorrows. Why should my wife and children, and that too especially my daughter-in-law, know that I am a number 1 fool? This is the problem when we grow up. When we are alone, we can gulp down our own sorries, miseries and say insults. But after getting married, you can't hide. You can't hide. A fairly good language keeps you in a good position. Please improve. Please keep on improve. I gave you simple tips. Okay? Canteen is Hindi, canteen is Malayalam. But canteen is English. That's all. The stress is on T. Can is pronounced a little lower. Teen is a little louder. So, my question should be, or my query should be, do you have a canteen on the campus? Yes, sir. We have 3. One big one is that way, and other small things with, say, tea and snacks. So we have 3 canteens or 4 canteens on the campus. Look, every language has this way of certain basic rules. Those things we have to. In fact, these things can be taught in the primary classes. Unfortunately, that's why yesterday, whenever you asked, I repeatedly told you that Indian education is going from bad to worse. Bad to worse. I don't know how it happens. Especially English also. Now look, now I am asking about you, where are you from, etc. And what type of trees do you have? I am asking him about his village. He is from a village. What types of say, trees do you have in your compound? In your compound. When it is compound, in. When it is campus, on. In the compound. We are talking about small prepositions. On the campus. Do you have a clinic on the campus? Do you have a health center or clinic on the campus? Yes, we have one. On the campus, okay? In the compound. So, we have a lot of coconut trees in our compound. We have a lot of coconut trees in the compound. In on. A lot of such expressions can be taken care of. One good set of books which you can buy and say sit in small groups of 2 or 3 whenever you are free, even those who are staying in the hostel, to improve your English. I'll give a small list. Excellent books, self-study materials. All of you are say afraid of grammar. Don't worry about those things. There are books which give you very good grammar in a different way. Effortlessly, you can master those things. I am lifting materials from such books. I will give you a lot of such things. You can buy it online or in any good bookshop. Raymond Murphy, Essential English Grammar, again by Raymond Murphy. intermediate English grammar. And thirdly, three levels. You may buy this one. This I recommend to your younger brothers or sisters at school, or no harm in beginning with this one as well, no problem. You can begin with this one as well. I could have shown that all these books to you. Really, no. On the book is like this. On the left side, you get a few small illustrations, pictures, cartoons, etc. Right? Some 7 or 8 sections will be, subsections will be there, which tells you not rules, but the way to use. On the right side, so this is the left page. On the left page, you have some 5 or 6 or 7 subsections. On the right page, you have same number of subsections, but exercises. And small exercises for which the clue to the answer is here. For all the exercises, if you find something difficult, the clue is there. Definitely, 10%. The answer to section 7, item 3, you scratch whether it could be this one and this one. Don't worry, just to go through, the answer is somewhere here. Finish. Very interesting. Please do buy a copy of, say, either this one or this one. This is of slightly higher level. This also will be useful to you. This can be used by younger ones at home as well. Self-study material. Regularly, if you do 3 or 4 worksheets sitting together, always work together. It is language. Language is for communication. It is not physics. It is not computer science. So try to work always together. Yes. How we came to this point is that any or learning any second language involves 2 processes. A new language, either say second or foreign languages. 2 aspects. Yesterday at the inaugural session, Dr. Deepa was referring to this aspect, but since she was talking in a scholarly language, most of you didn't pay attention to the problem. She was talking about the real thing that you needed, but her language was a little scholarly. Mine is not scholarly. That's a problem. So same matter can be present in two languages, right? 2 aspects of the new language you are going to learn. Number 1, fluency, which Dr. Deepa mentioned yesterday. Fluency. The other one is accuracy. Correctness. Accuracy. Correctness. For a long time there was a debate which one should be first, which one should be second. I have a very clear answer, that is, this is number 1, this is number 2. No doubt about it. You simply start functioning in the new language. As I told you, I am going to teach you Malayalam 2 hours a day in the evening, the remaining 7 days, almost 15 hours. All that I need you to do is that with whatever small things I supply, you should be functioning in Malayalam. How to make a request in Malayalam, how to seek permission in Malayalam, how to say, imagine you got you are planning to do something in Kerala, or you got a job in Kerala, or you got a bank appointment in Kerala. A little Malayalam is essential, and I am going to help with you. All that you have to do is, in the morning I told you, learn language by using it. First I give you how to make a polite request in Malayalam. how to get a cup of tea at a canteen or somewhere else, how to ask a person to do something for you. Okay, unit 1 is over and you start functioning, either sitting in small rows, say groups like that. So first one is straight away plunge into the water. Will a distance education program help you in swimming? Foolishness. You have to straight away step into the water cautiously by holding to someone else, or say by holding to something and say how to measure and like that. Then you have to slowly and gradually sink yourself into water and try not to get floated. This is the only way to get to swimming. Even the greatest teacher in the world cannot teach you swimming without pushing you into the water. Okay. There was something in a weekly. There was a crowd on a bridge. Quite a few people. And one young man also saw the crowd and he too ran. Because he knew that something disastrous happened, and making way through the crowd, he too went to the front part of the bridge. A girl was getting drowned, almost going to die, but the crowd was watching. Luckily, this is an old story. Had it been now, all of you will be pulling your this thing and taking the photograph of the dying girl. Luckily, this is an old story. So this young man also went approached. Suddenly, he leaped into the water, and then he somehow managed to get the girl out of water, saved. Took the hospital, everything is okay. In the evening itself, there was a meeting of the villagers. It was in a village. And the Panchayat president and all the political parties, everyone congratulate the young man on his heroic act and bravery and everything. Everyone spoke. Those were among the crowd. When the girl was almost dying, they were watching. They were on the bridge. Now they are congratulating that young man on saving his bravery. All the speeches are over. Now he was invited to respond to the congratulations. He went to the mic and said, "It's a village. No. Okay, thank you very much. But please tell me, who pushed me into the water? Please tell me, who pushed me from behind into the water?" So, should someone push you into the water, or are you going to straight away jump into the water of English? That's the question. Even if all the department of English all together push you into the water, it is of no use. You have to jump into the water, right? So, first fluency. With the little Malayalam I gave you this evening, you start slowly and gradually get into the Malayalam water, okay? Making a small request to the man at the woman at the canteen, the man at the railway counter, etc. Tomorrow, next one, seeking permission, etc. Now you are in knee-deep water in the Malayalam river. On the third day, you are wrist-deep water, Malayalam. The next day, you are chest deep, neck deep. Now you slowly try to float on the water with one foot firm, but with the other foot slowly. Fluency first. Whether it is Malayalam or English or Hindi, any language. By the time, accuracy will come. How? While in neck deep water and with one foot raised, you learn by yourself that your head should be held up. Otherwise, if your head goes below water, the puddle water will get it. This is accuracy. Grammar. Just now I told you, not canteen, but canteen, pronunciation, rules. All such rules, grammar rules, pronunciation rules, all these come here, but don't wait for these rules. Use slowly and gradually measure the depth. Safe. Okay, safe. There it is muddy. There it is a little dangerous. Here it is rocky. Okay, like that. Fluency. These things will come along with that one. So don't worry about these rules and regulations. Start functioning in English. Yesterday's kya hua? Tera vada, promise. What happened to your promise? Vada, promise. Promise, vada. Begin with that one. Then in Hindi, to a female, should I ask, आपकी नाम क्या है या आपका नाम क्या है? That was the doubt for me in class 5 when my Hindi teacher announced. Because my Hindi teacher told me that, say, it's not like Malayalam. In Hindi, everything is either male or female. Highly confused. Because in Kerala, a cow is female, a bullock is male. Okay. But how can a book be male or female? The class 5 student was highly confused because the Hindi teacher said that pustak is male, kitab is female. Then we were all upset how Hindi people will be managing by identifying whether bus is a male or female or like that. This will be very difficult, we concluded. Slowly and gradually I started with my fluency part, and a little of this male, female, gender and all those things went along with me. I managed comfortably for 5 or 6 years in Hyderabad. Though Telugu was the mother tongue there, Hindi was the main dominating languages. So I managed. Even now I don't know why Pustak is male and Kitab is female. Don't worry. Rules will go. I have been functioning in Hindi. Yes? So start functioning in English with whatever message we have to convey. Rules occasionally keep on strengthening us. 0, village, cabbage, okay, on the campus, in the compound, like that. So think of there are a few more worksheets which I mailed, which will take care of the accuracy part of it. Quite a few more worksheets are there. Yeah, before moving into that one, let us move to the second puzzle. Yes. Earlier this morning you helped me, but that was okay. You did help me. I was Wilson. I was acting as Wilson, and you helped me how to take my goat and my wolf and my cabbage safely. Hope you helped. But here is a big but. Here is a very big but. See, this is not a very simple thing. This is simple. This is not. Have you started functioning in this one? This one? Has anyone gone through this one during lunch time? No. When a worksheet comes to you, you might have gone through the entire thing before we start in the class. You have to change the study habits of yourselves and your own children later after 10 years or 15 years or 20 years. Wherever I go, I address adolescent students. I am not teaching you, I am teaching your children. Okay, there are 5 or 6 mothers sitting there. So far, none of your teachers has talked to you about your children. Some of you might have indirectly spoken about your wedding and marriage and your selection and choice, etc. Nobody spoke about your children. I am the only person who spoke about your children. Am I right or wrong? Did anyone talk about your children so far? I take care of 3 generations. That is education. Education is for the 3rd generation. If your English is good, your children's English is good. If your study habits you change, definitely it gets reflected in the next generation. Don't wait for schools and colleges to do greater things in future. I assure you from my experience, standards of education is getting from bad to worse. Except a few institutions and except a few individual teachers. In general, all over India, even today I read an article about the deterioration of Indian education, falling down and falling down and falling down. That means your children are going to get rather lower education than you got. Unfortunately, I am not blaming any individual, I am not blaming any institutions. There are exceptions. I know there are exceptions among institutions as well as individuals, but usually it is like that. If you deliberately, purposefully take a U-turn, good. Now tell me, here is a very serious issue, not like this one. Here, 3 prisoners caught by the enemies. Okay? 3 prisoners. Yeah. Now what happens? Now what happens? One condition by the army general, those who caught the 3 prisoners, they were placed in deep ditch, neck deep in sand, neck deep in sand. They can't turn, neck deep in sand. 3 of them, one by one, one behind the other, one here, the 3rd here. Okay, all 3 of them are wearing a sort of hat, a ribbon below the hat. Yes, one of them should tell what the color of the ribbon of his hat. He can't raise, even if he raises his head, he can't see. He can't turn. No communication. 5 minutes. 1, 2, 3. Anyone should say just one word, black. And if the ribbon is black, all the 3 are free. They can go back. If that word is wrong, all 3 beheaded. Solved. Their names are given there. There is a wall in between. There is a wall. There are 4. They are 4. First, on one side of the wall is Pep, P-E-P. On the other side, the first is Pedro, the second is Sancha, and the third is Carlos. Yeah. Pep, Pedro, Sancha, and Carlos. Yeah. What we can do is, you have a smartphone with you. Later, after the class, you consult each other or one another. What did I say, each other or one another? What does it mean, each other or one another? Each other, one another. You can consult on phone after the class, each other, each other, each other, each other, one another, one another, one another. Got the idea? Yes? If there are only two, it is always each other. If there are three or more, one another. That's English. Plain, very simple. Again, one more thing. You please discuss between you two. Okay? Between you two. Between you two. Between you two. You please discuss among you. You please discuss among you. What does it mean? Between two. Among three or more. Among three or more. You decide the answer among you. You decide between you. Clear? These are the simplest words which we picked in lower class, but the meaning is very, very different. Okay? So this you can do back at home, consult at night, in the evening, come with the right answer tomorrow. Yes? One should be only one chance. Okay? I am Pedro. I should say white. If my hat ribbon is white, all we three are safe. Unfortunately, if it is black, all three will be beheaded. Finished. No communication, only critical thinking. Here also it was critical thinking. A lower stage. This is a critical thinking. Depends on. Okay, see, you imagine if I were alone and if I were the prisoner, okay, I am the prisoner and I were alone and I am asked to tell the color of my ribbon. Anyway, I know that I am going to be killed. Right? I am going to be killed. So now I can just try just a guesswork, not based on any clue or guess. I simply say black. If it is black, I am saved. If it is white, I am executed. But it is only my case. Whereas in here, when Pedro says white and Pedro's ribbon is black, not only he is going to be killed, the other two people, the other three also. So I must be very, very careful. You got it? Got it? So discuss it. Come back the right answer in the evening. The answer is there. The answer is there. Okay? Now let us move to the accuracy part of it. Common errors. Quickly we will go through these things. I am not going to give you any rules or regulations or anything. Or what you can do perhaps better is that please do this thing also. Around some 200 sentences may be there. 207. Please try to do these things also for tomorrow in a notebook. Please don't write anything on the sheets. In the notebook, please write all the comments on the 207 sentences for tomorrow so that we can move to another worksheet, please. Please go and get the worksheet. Hurry. Go. Get one set. Get one set. The middle one. Yeah, right. Yeah. Got all of you?
Yes, sir.
So, come. A few more copies, please.
Sir, you want
Which one?
reading an advertisement column?
Yeah. Reading the advertisement column. Yeah. We can work with anyone else. Though this belongs to the last part 24, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Answering advertisements. Reading the advertisement column. One. Got it? Yeah. Got it. Yeah, start working. Don't wait for me. The dish is in front of you. You have to start tasting. Our duty ends with serving. You have to eat. The department got it done and it is with you. You should start working. How many worksheets did you get online?
Sir, 3.
3. Have you done any of those things? If you have high temperature, you bought crocin or say Dolo or something like that, and by keeping it behind the pillow, does your temperature go down? Will you get relieved of your fever? By keeping this under the pillow through osmosis, is grammar and written English going to get into your brain through osmosis? Or should you chew it and digest? Hurry up, please. 3 or 4 by mail, 1 or 2 in print, 24 hours, smartphone. The department has served you laddu, jalebi, samosa, everything, and you are still waiting. By serving, what does it mean? By placing laddu or samosa in front of you, what does it mean? You are free to eat. Now it is your duty to eat. The department served. You simply look at these things. But do you really stare at a laddu or samosa for a long time? No. If it is laddu or samosa, you don't wait. Straight away it goes in. The same is the case with the printed matter or say online matter as well. You should enter. Okay, start working, though late. Finish page 1? Not yet. I finished the second page also. I am 3 times older than you. 3 times. I am more than 3 times older than you, almost 4 times. And I am 4 times faster than you. Okay, back to page 2 top. Page 2 top. One question Miss Ghosh asked was, page 2 top. One question Miss Ghosh asked was, what subject are the children to be taught?
English.
Okay, one question it was not there in the advertisement. So she wants to know what subject she was expected to teach. What are the other 2 questions she asked? What are the other 2 questions she asked? Go back to page 1 and quickly answer. Very quick. Miss Ghosh asked 3 questions. Number 1, what subjects are the children to be taught, or what subjects are I am expected to teach? What are the 2 other questions she raised? Write down your answer. Working together. Be quick. Be quick. Don't wait for fetching your notebook exercise. Everything should be. Speed matters. In your world, speed matters. If you are slow, three questions Miss Ghosh asked. Number 1, it is there. Number 2, you write. Number 3, you write. Be quick.